Bam. All right. So, looking good, baby. So a brief topic that I'll discuss on my main channel eventually is the topic of don't confide in your woman. Don't tell her everything. You do not have to spill your guts to a female of interest, whether it be your girlfriend, your wife, your crush, a fuck buddy, any girl that you are involved with romantically or would like to be involved with romantically. I highly, highly recommend that you do not tell that girl everything about you. Your shortcomings, your deepest, darkest fears, any mental health problems that you might have, other than maybe like a cursory like overview, but nothing super deep. Insecurities that you have. And I'm not saying that you don't open up at all. I'm not saying that once in a while you might say something. Just like anything with women, it's not necessarily what you say, but how you say it. But sometimes there are some things that you don't need to tell her. And for a relationship, and again, it doesn't matter what type of relationship it is. It could be just purely sex. It could be purely like a husband-wife dynamic, real wholesome type of romantic relationship. Regardless of what it is, communication is vital. Communication is key. And honesty, right? Unless it's like a little white lie or something just to kind of, but preferably honesty. Like always err on the side of honesty, right? That's vital. Communication, honesty, openness, yes. But you don't have to say everything that you're thinking, everything that's on your mind, every single problem that you have. You can be honest, but that doesn't mean you say everything. You just keep some things to yourself. And this is why I say this. I have personally had experiences with this, and I have personally seen it happen to countless friends of mine, and just in general, I've seen it. And the concept is that when a woman perceives weakness in a man, she just gets the ick. And when she gets the ick, it's pretty much over for the relationship, okay? Whether it's you being needy for her, she's like, it's over. Like she can't, it's like, oh my God, this guy is pussy whipped. It's just, she's not ever going to be like worshiping you like a king. She's never going to feel like you are the dom in the relationship, that you are the leader. If you're just like super needy, like, oh, well, are you going to come see me? Or I was missing you so much. And it's just like a constant thing. Like she's going to get the ick. She's going to get turned off. She doesn't feel like you are your own person. That if she were to leave, you would just be heartbroken and fucking crushed. Then she's definitely going to leave, because like she just is like, wow, he literally is nothing without me. That's pathetic. And it goes with the concept of seeing weakness in a man. You've seen shit like this. I'm not saying it's all women, but you've seen shit like this where a boxer will go fight and he's a champion and he's fucking killing it, but he gets his ass beat like one time. Like, yeah, he gets knocked out and the girl is just like, ugh, and like she can't, even though he's like a prize fighter, tough guy, but he's lost a few fights, got knocked out, or he got knocked out, but in a way to where it seemed like he was struggling. And she just perceives in her mind, this guy is weak. And it's just like, oh shit. And it's just like, it's not the same. Well, this applies to your emotional baggage. I have a buddy of mine, really good guy. He's amazing. He's just, everybody that knows him, like, he's the man, right? He knows everybody. He's a go-getter. He fucking gets shit done. He's always giving to others. And his significant other is just like the worst fucking bitch ever. Sorry. But in a sense, it makes sense because he has some mental problems. He has, he has issues that run deep, and it's very deep, and it's very difficult. And I'm not saying that it's not also difficult for the partner to deal with, but he has revealed these, feelings of wanting to self-harm and all this other depression and stuff like that. And he's been struggling with it for years, taking all kinds of meds and doing all this stuff. And his girl is completely and utterly unsupportive. Like, she literally just takes it like, well, it's all about you and all about this and da-da-da. And it's just like he gets zero support. He gets zero pussy. And maybe once in a while, maybe. But it's like the sex life is gone. Like super unsupportive. The relationship is on the rocks. It's basically like I foresee it's donezo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is what it is. And I'm not saying that he should stay with this chick. I think that he should have left a long time ago or never gotten with her in the first place, but it is what it is. But nevertheless, the revealing of the weakness or the, mental illness, or not even talking about your mental illness, but just the level of the expression of where it feels like you're out of control and you don't know what to do, that's the problem. I've had relationships where I kind of spoke about my job. I had just gotten out of school and I wasn't really sure when I was going to get hired. I had some job applications out there and I was kind of just expressing to this girl, like, I don't know, should I take this job or shouldn't I? I don't know, but I feel like I need to get a job right away. I feel anxiety about it. And I'm telling you, dude, like, I didn't realize it then, but now looking back, I'm like, it all makes sense that from that day on, like, the relationship ended like very shortly after because she was just kind of acting weird and not really like opening up to me. And she was just kind of like, and not really wanting to, be intimate and not really wanting to. And she had her own issues too. But it's like I was showing weakness by being unsure of myself, like hand wringing. And it's like, that was it. That was donezo. She has her problems. She has her insecurities and stuff that she has to deal with. She's unsure of herself. And so the dude that she's with is super unsure of himself. Like, what the fuck is the point of her even dating me, right? Like, if I'm not going to be the man and like just be chill, even if there's problems, I'm just going to deal with it. And it was donezo. I realize that now. Another girlfriend that I had, it's not quite exactly the same thing, but it was the longest relationship I ever had, that I was kind of just like coasting through life and not really sure. And I just kind of showed weakness by, well, okay, this is not really the same thing, but nevertheless, it's showing weakness in a different way of just kind of being lazy and just kind of being lackadaisical. But regardless, however the weakness is perceived, if you're communicating literally, I'm not sure, I don't know, it makes me really insecure, and I'm really depressed and I have all these issues, and unless she has a savior complex or something like that, she's going to be turned off because she's perceiving you as, wow, I'm signing up for a bunch of problems, or wow, I have a bunch of insecurities. So if this guy's falling apart, how like I'm falling apart and he's falling apart, like this is not going to work out. She's looking for a leader. She's looking for somebody that's going to keep things like, moving down the path and keeping things safe and keeping things together. Men are humans and men have problems. Obviously, mental health for men is atrocious. It's awful. And, the unaliving rates are massive in comparison to women. And, anger and depression and all that stuff is through the roof for men as well. But it's like men need to handle that, but they don't need to tell their women about it, or they don't need to express every little detail. And this is what I would suggest. Hopefully you have a good relationship or whatever. If it's just a fuck buddy, you don't need to tell her shit. Like, that's for main thing. If it's just like a kind of a fun little whatever type of situation, don't fucking tell her shit. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. Life is great. If it's like a girlfriend or a wife, you can tell her that, yeah, I'm working on this, or yeah, I have these issues, but you say it just like I said it. Yeah, I've struggled with depression in the past, and, it comes up here and there, but that's why here's the key part, that's why I go to a therapist and I take care of it, or that's why I go to these seminars, or that's why I do meditation. It really helps. I'm taking care of it. You say it like that, and then you leave it at that. You don't need to spill your guts about every little thing and share your insecurities, and you're like, you don't know what's going to happen, and you're worried and because it feels to her like you're out of control, that you can't control yourself. And it may be true that you can't, but it's not going to help the relationship. It's just not. And I think Alex Hormozy said something like this, that it's like, you can't expect your spouse or your partner to be everything for you, right? That it's just unrealistic, because there's so many things that people need, right? We grew, humanity has communities, right? Villages and cities and towns. Everybody has different jobs to do. And if you're expecting your girl to be your lover, your advisor, your chef, your confidant, your therapist on top of everything else, you know what I mean? Like business partner and everything. That's too much work. You can't be everything for your girl either. Like, you as a man, you can be the protector, the provider, the leader, and a lover and whatever, but you can't be everything for her in her life. Like, it's just too much responsibility for you or for her. So don't put her in the role of therapist. Don't put her in the role of emotional tampon. Don't put her in the role of this, because she's not meant for it. It's just not a thing. It's just don't. Sure, there are women that are therapists, but they get paid to do that shit, and it's not something that really is useful. It might feel good for you at the time to confide in someone, and this is what I'm saying. Get help, find help, work on yourself. Absolutely. It's very important. Get a therapist. Find another guy. Got multiple male friends that you can speak to each other and support each other. Talk to a family member, right? Your mom, your dad, your aunts and uncles, something, someone that you trust, but it doesn't have to be your woman, because you're probably going to start putting pressure on the relationship, and it's unnecessary. You can get the help that you need. You can, solve your problems and get the support, but she doesn't have to be all that support. She can still support you, and the girl should be supportive, but don't be putting that massive weight of spilling your guts, because she's just going to be turned off, and it's just going to be even shittier, because she's just not going to want to fuck you, and she's going to want to break up with you or cheat on you and leave you. And it's just like, I've seen it with multiple friends that are married, friends that are in relationships. I've seen other guys talk about it online, again, with the boxing situations and with just everything. You don't have to confide in your woman. You can find someone else to do that for you.